Nasser, very warm welcome to you. How's things?
Yeah, good, thank you. Looking forward to getting back to Pakistan. I've not been there since 2000 in Karachi, either as a player or a broadcaster, so I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I thought you'd mentioned that Karachi visit, Nas. Still on your mind? Still quite pleased about that?
Listen, it was a great winter for us, really, to win in Pakistan and win the way we did in the dark in Karachi and doing it in Karachi. You know, we were the first side to do that in a test match. And then to go on and win in Sri Lanka after that. So it was a real, it was one of my greatest moments as a player, really, and as a captain. Was the way we played. You know, we weren't used to subcontinent. We weren't used to playing in Pakistan. I was very lucky. A year or two earlier, I'd been on an A tour out there and captained an A tour, a sort of bridge building tour after the Gatting Shakwarana incident. So, and I had a great time out there on that A tour with the likes of John Embury and Nick Knight and Dean Headley. These sort of guys, we had a great time, so I sort of knew what to expect, but it was against a very good, if not great, Pakistan side. You know, it still had Saeed Anwar, it had Waqar, it had Wazim, it had Saklain, it had Inzi, it had Mohammed Yusuf. You know, it was still a great Pakistan side, so to beat them, and the manner of which we beat them in the dark in Karachi was just brilliant.
Nas, it's been 17 years since England played a test match in Pakistan. That's a very long time, isn't it? It's been too long, really.
It has been too long, you know, for a variety of reasons, really. You know, in Pakistan, we're away from home for far too long, and I'm amazed how well they have done and competed and everything that they've been through, and having to play their cricket in the UAE. You know, every home game was away from home, and I know what that feels like, you know, playing cricket away from home. You look forward to getting back home and playing on your home pitches. So the way Pakistan had to play away from home for that long period, and England and other sides not going, and then more recently not going. And I guess if you're going to wait that long, as they did for that white ball series, you better make it worth your while. And it has been worth your while, because A, it was 4-3, it was a brilliant white ball series, and then B, by pure coincidence, those two sides decide to meet in a World Cup final at the MCG. So they are two cricketing nations, know each other well, and England are a massive, you know, debt of gratitude for Pakistan during COVID times. They were one of the sides that said, look, you know, we will come over and live a life in a bubble in England, and we'll keep English cricket going in COVID. So England owe Pakistan quite a bit, and I'm pleased that that debt has been repaid in white ball cricket and now in test match cricket in the 4 weeks ahead.
Nas, just on that point regarding no international cricket at home for Pakistan, 6 years they didn't play at home. To remain competitive, it was quite a feat, wasn't it? It's quite an achievement.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I know conditions are, you know, not similar. The pitches in Pakistan, I'd say, are a little bit flatter than Dubai and Abu Dhabi, but, you know, the conditions, and it's not a long flight away, but it's still, it's not just the cricket, it is the time away from families and hotels and being away from home, and the fans, really. You know, you play cricket, even if the crowd isn't full, and who knows what the crowds will be like in this series, but you know you're at home in front, and people at home in Pakistan, you know, watching on their tellies or listening on the radio or whatever, you know, you are at home and you're with your family, or, you know, the history of the stadiums and places that these guys would have grown up playing and watching the greats play, you're suddenly on the road all the time. It must have been pretty soul-destroying. So fair play to, you know, all the leaders and coaches and individual players that kept Pakistan so competitive during that period. And it just reflects the sort of love of the game in Pakistan that they did keep it, and the talent coming through as well. You know, one thing you can't doubt is the grassroots talent of Pakistan cricket, especially with the ball and especially with fast bowling, and they continue to produce.
And Nas, I mean, you mentioned about the Karachi Test match. What are the other overriding memories you have of playing in Pakistan previously and touring Pakistan?
Well, like I say, one of the most important tours for me, and I felt gutted at the time because I think England had selected, they were in South Africa maybe, and I think there was an injury, and Mike Atherton selected Jason Gallion or someone and I thought I was next in line, and I didn't, and then I got the captaincy, and it was at the A Tour to Pakistan, and I remember my dad saying to me, there's a silver lining to this, and I went out there, and like I say, we had a great time. We Pakistan, it drags people together, really, the tour out there. You don't meet in the bars, you meet in the coffee shops, you don't go all your separate ways of an evening, you eat together, you don't close your doors. We stayed on both the main tour and the A Tour. You leave your corridor, you're all on the same corridor, and you leave your doors open, and you're playing corridor cricket, and Thorpe and me and White, Ashley Giles and Craig White, and there'd be Xbox games and video games and videos and card games and everything. It's a real tour that brings you together and bonds you in team spirit, really. And that's my two main tours, A Tour and the tour as captain. I just remember the team spirit, just silly things like when we won in Karachi, for some unknown reason, we burst out into that song, Who Let the Dogs Out? Duncan Fletcher, our coach, for some reason. Like little kids, we were in the darkness in the Karachi dressing rooms, all jumping up and down, singing that stupid song. So, it really created my two trips in Pakistan really had some fond memories of team memories, really, all together, and different conditions, pitches, adapting to pitches. The A Tour was quite weird, actually, because we played very little, because the conditions of fog in the morning and bad light in the evening, we didn't play that much, but the main tour, I remember 3 very flat pitches, and a lot of the journos almost writing their copy for that last night in Karachi, and I think one journo famously went home and filed his copy and said it was the most boring test series and turgid cricket, and he woke up the next morning to find that we had nipped it in the dark. So when I came up against that Pakistan side in 2000, it was they were a great side. So it was like playing away from home at Man City or something. We had to sit in and defend and try and nip it at the end. We weren't going to go there and beat them 3-0 on those pitches. So my mindset was, with Pakistan cricket, and you'll know this more than anyone, when they're doing well, everyone is behind them and they're loved. But when they're under pressure, when they're not doing so well, that changes very quickly. So I just wanted to make sure that on the last day of the last test, they were still under pressure and they could lose. And once you get Pakistan in that situation where they could lose and they're under pressure, funny things happen, and they succumb to pressure on that last day.
And Nas, what about this time you're going out there as a media pundit, obviously not as a player? Do you intend to explore a bit of the country, have a look around, and see some of the? Yeah.
I'll be perfectly honest. I'd like to do more, but I think we are going to be a little bit in the security bubble, which is a bit of a shame. We'd like to get out and do some filming. cameraman Ben was out there in the one-day series, and he sent out. He did some lovely footage of the cricket in Lahore and the cricket in the parks in Karachi and Lahore and everything. So we've been myself and Afra coming out for Sky, and we would love to get that out and see. And I was lucky enough to do that cricket in Mumbai feature, and I haven't done that sort of thing in Pakistan, and I'd like to do it, and I'd like to get out, and I'd like to get out in the evening and sample the food and the different foods in different parts of the country, but it will all be sort of security dependent, really, which is a shame, but it is what it is.
And how do you see the series going, Nas? England obviously very famous now because of Bazball. Do you think that approach will work out there? And how do you see the result panning out?
Well, I think for Pakistan it's about getting runs on the board. Whether it be white ball cricket, red ball cricket. I think if Pakistan get a par score in any format, so in Test matches, on some of the flat pitches that they have played on recently, that par score may be 400 or even 450. If they get that, then with their bowling attack, they're well in the game. And that's the same for England, really. I think that England, they will play attacking with the bat. The good pitches will enable them to do that. It's how they go with the ball that will be vital, really. On the flatter pitches, if they are like the Australian pitches, then, with Stokes is going to have to think out of the box with his captaincy and his use of Leach, which has been excellent with in his short term as captain. He's used Leach really well. Whether they'll play Rehan Ahmed as their second spinner. Pace is vital for Maitor. Goff and Craig White were absolutely vital. Sort of skiddy, quick arms, skiddy trajectory, reverse swing. If you look at the stats of Goff and White, for me, they were phenomenal. So, someone like Mark Wood, if fit, it's going to be absolutely huge. And don't forget even Jimmy Anderson. Jimmy in that, what tour was it? Jimmy and Brody in Dubai and Abu Dhabi on some very flat pitches against Pakistan. Was it 2012 that their stats were brilliant, really. Jimmy still got all those skills, so it's and don't confuse McCullum. McCullum is a very smart cookie. Everyone has labelled it this Bazball, but McCullum will adapt his team to the conditions. With the bat, they'll be attacking and positive, but with the ball, they'll be smart as well. So I think England are slight favourites, but Pakistan can bat well, and that top order can fire. The key man for me for England is Root. Root is record in the record full stop, but in the subcontinent, Sri Lanka, India recently. Brilliant player of spin, lovely rhythm on these sort of pitches. So Root getting those big runs will go a long way. If Pakistan can get Root cheaply, that would be a massive battle. But if Root continues to get big runs, then I fancy England.